you guys? It's time for another Fumble Live. I hope you're ready. We're getting into a lot of stuff. We have a fun segment from Jackie coming up at the end. But first, before we get into that, I'm Devin Howard on Instagram as @DevinHoward.
Yes, and I am Jackie Ray. I'm everywhere at JRayTheFanatic.
I am Britt Johnson. You can follow me at I am Britt Johnson.
And I am Chris. And you can follow me at CK2K.
Seems like you almost forgot your name there for a second, Chris.
Like I am Britt Johnson.
We need you to be more enthusiastic.
What? My name is Chris, and you find me at CK2K.
Okay, let's say it one more time with a little more enthusiasm.
Hi, guys. My name's Chris, and you can find me everywhere at CK2K.
Yay!
All right.
Happy Super Tuesday, everyone that can legally vote in this country.
Yes, you went out to the voting booth.
I voted this morning. Yes, my ballot is in. I got yelled at the voting place, but it's okay. It happens. Woke me up this morning. I'm ready to go now.
And she taught me something that I did not know, because I did not want to drive back out to the South Bay to vote. Britt says I don't have to do that.
If you live in the state of California, you can vote anywhere.
That's perfect.
If you are not registered to vote yet, you can actually register today and vote today. So no excuses.
Huge, so get out there and vote, you guys. Your vote matters. That's definitely the truth. We have a full docket today, you guys. We're going to be talking about Ja Morant and how he feels about the Rookie of the Year award. We're getting into Deontay Wilder and the help he may be getting from another fighter. I think he could benefit. This is an offer I feel he cannot refuse. We're getting into the coronavirus and how the NBA is responding to it. Talking about the Knicks versus the Rockets. Chris, I hope you're excited to get into that, as well as some drama they're having with Spike Lee. And then finally, Steph Curry in the G League. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, along with some social media updates from Chris. And I don't want to spoil the segment from Jackie. It's great, though. I'm excited about it.
But stay tuned to that. That is going to be the best portion of the day.
It'll be fun.
So how's everyone feeling today? How are you guys doing?
I'm feeling good. I don't feel as accomplished as Britt does. I didn't vote yet. So.
But, it's still early. We're on the East or West Coast, so it is only 11 a.m. here.
Yeah, you got time.
We got a lot of time. Voting booths open until 8 today, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So I will be there.
Good to know. I need to go after.
I feel good when I get my I voted sticker. I'll be walking around like,
that's why I like to go in the morning so I can have it all day.
Yes. Just wear it all week. Put it on the
Right, and then just at the top, did you?
Right.
So we have somebody in the chat here who says, get that Knicks jersey off after that Spike incident. I can't look at them. So, Chris,
who said that?
Do you have a response?
It's Oliver.
Are you Spike's son? Why are you so sensitive about the Spike Lee stuff like that?
Speaking of sons, his jersey is actually a Knox jersey.
Yes, Kevin Knox.
I sat next to his daddy when they played the Clippers.
Man. Is he like grumbling?
He is like Lavar Jr.
I try to tell everybody.
Right. He had a suit on, and he's just like sitting there, took up 2 seats, just sprawled out. But he was actually really nice. He ended up talking to us the whole time, and he was cool.
But he just, his tape, man, let me tell you.
It was great. I was like, okay, Papa Knox, I see you.
I'm telling you, Kevin Knox Sr., man, he thinks that his son is the next Giannis, boy. He just doesn't have the mics like LeVar does.
Yeah.
So, oh, my goodness.
I mean, if you want to come on here, Papa Knox, we'll have you on.
Yo, by all means, my
Maybe
guy.
First Take didn't ask for you, but we here at the Fumble,
and we'll hear everything you have to say.
First Take is just going for them instant sound bites. They always come with LeVar.
And we're going to be talking about everything today. So where is everybody tuning in from? Let us know in the chat. I like to know where we have fans and where you guys are watching. We're in California right now, Los Angeles. And
Colorado, are you out there? I just need some Colorado.
Wait, why Colorado?
Because that's where I'm from.
You're from Colorado? I didn't know that.
Lord, we late sometimes,
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell by your team selections, I think. Because you're a Saints fan.
My dad's from New Orleans.
Oh, here they come.
See, I have mine are a little all over the place too. Why don't you explain yours?
So my dad's from New Orleans. That's how I ended up a Saints fan. I go where LeBron goes, so that's how I ended up. No, I'm a person. I will always be like that with basketball because I am from Denver, where the Nuggets sucked forever.
Are you gonna jump over to Bronny?
Well, the Nuggets are good this year, so what do you think about them?
I think that they're.
She doesn't care because LeBron's not there.
LeBron was there, then I would care.
So you're gonna jump to Bronny once LeBron retires?
Absolutely.
I respect that.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
And then if he, and then my kids will watch Bronny's kids. It's gonna be a thing. I'm just letting you know now.
So we have some people tuning in.
Everywhere.
We have Marcos tuning in from San Fernando Valley. That's where we are right now. We've got Matthew Amati in Australia. G'day. G'day. How you
Giovanni
doing?
Rose from Jamaica.
Double Cup J from Houston, Texas. Isn't that where you're from? Are you from Houston? Or no?
I'm from California.
Oh.
We was all like, who are you looking at?
I thought she was talking to Jackie. I was like, Jackie just said Denver.
No.
Right?
I thought you were from Texas.
No, I'm from California.
Jamaica.
My dad's side of the family is from Galveston, Texas, which is near Dallas and Houston, in between both of them. So that's why I'm a Cowboys fan. My cousin, my grandma's cousin, so I don't know if it'd be like my third cousin removed or something, is Bob Hayes, who is a legendary Cowboy. So I was always a Cowboys
Connections
fan.
make sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I was wrong about where everyone's from. Chris, so I'm guessing you're from
Oh, I'm from
San
Tennessee.
Francisco.
I just want to get the sound from Inglewood.
Nope, I was born with the curse, and here I
Oh,
am
I see some
supporting the
people,
Knicks. to
some
this day. I'm from
Galveston
New
people
York.
in the
Who's New
house.
York?
What's up?
Some Colorado people in there, and then Anthony says
Atlanta.
Giannis should help Nuggets for Jackie. I think you missed the whole LeBron connection there.
I was gonna say.
She don't care about the Nuggets.
All right, well, we have an international audience right now. Someone
Sicily,
from Sicily.
wow.
I love that.
Buongiorno. Is that right?
Hey,
That's
that was great.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds convincing. Yeah, we'll go with it.
I'll take it.
But yeah, so we are getting into some great news today. It's been a good week. We discussed the coronavirus yesterday. We're
Oh,
talking
boy.
again about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. What are you guys most excited to talk about? What are you guys most excited to talk about today? And also, chat, let me know what you guys are thinking too.
I can't say what I'm most excited to talk about because it.
Then
It
we'll
happens in the
switch
heat
to
of the
that.
moment for me. I don't even take notes anymore. I just come here and I
Let it
just
fly.
hear it and
Right.
it just comes and I'm
Let
just
my
like,
knowledge
yeah.
fly, yeah.
And then hoping the stats I say are correct. I don't know. I do not. I'm like Donald Trump in a bit. I do not fact check anything.
my
Right.
So,
We'll draw a line
There
on
it
a
is.
map and be like, no,
that
this
is
is
our
over
connection.
here.
Okay?
That
Everybody's
is
connected in some way in the
the
world, and I guess
hottest of
that's
Brit
our
takes.
connection.
Right.
That is the hottest of Brit takes.
We
Like
have,
the Donald Trump of sports.
Yeah.
oh
Fake
gosh.
news.
That's right. Fake
I don't
news.
know if that's
Cowboys won the Super Bowl.
Hey, I believe it though. The thing is, I always believe it can happen.
Right.
Like
Why didn't
Donald
you go?
Trump,
You should
so,
have gone
yeah.
LeVar before you went Donald Trump because it's still
No,
would've
no,
fit.
because LeVar still
No,
sometimes
LeVar-
makes sense.
LeVar doesn't
Dang,
do
seriously?
stuff off
You're Jackie taking
No,
shots
but
at you though?
LeVar doesn't do stuff off of fake, off of
Right.
not fake news, but he doesn't do stuff because he doesn't fact check it. He just really believes
in his
that
family.
his kids
Yeah.
are the greatest things
But
ever.
don't you also sometimes think that LeVar is just running his mouth just because he knows people are going to talk about
He's
it?
just-
So he may
Absolutely.
not even really believe
He
it.
is a basketball
I
dad
really-
with a microphone and a camera.
I
like,
really
you
believe he
can't
believes
attack
that, though.
him. That's
I
what I'm
100%
saying. Like, you
believe
can't
he
attack.
believes that.
Oh man.
Yep.
All right, well, should we jump in with our first
Yes.
story of the day? Okay, so
Do it.
Rookie of the Year. It seemed like Ja Morant had that lockdown, but then Zion Williamson came out and started breaking records left and right in his late regular season debut. So now I've been kind of wondering, how does Ja feel about this news that Zion might be up for Rookie of the Year? Well, it turns out he really doesn't care. He says, quote, "I honestly don't care about Rookie of the Year. They can give it to whoever they want. Right now, his focus is just making sure that his team gets to the playoffs, and receiving an individual honor is not his priority." So what do you guys think about that? Do you feel like he's kind of downplaying his investment in receiving the award, or does he truly not care?
I think that's what you say when you know you're probably not going to get it.
You think
Oh,
so?
don't do that to Ja.
See,
I think that's what you
Still
say
stands a
when
chance.
you know you probably will get it.
That's what I was gonna say. I think he knows that the awards hit, so now he's trying to downplay it by saying like, "Oh, I don't care who it goes to." You know he cares.
Okay, so I don't think it's a given that he's going to get it.
Oh, who's gonna take it?
Between Ja and Zion?
37 games. He can.
Right.
Zion Williamson cannot get Rookie of the Year.
But
in 37 games.
I will say it does say to the this is why guys like Ben Simmons just decide to hold off a whole year.
Yeah.
You guys want to
'Cause
say
they
about Blake
care about
Griffin,
it.
whatever, but he was a Clipper, so I don't care. But just to say a player can't come in mid-season and then take it, because if you look at their stats right now, Zion is averaging 24 points and 7 rebounds versus Ja's averaging 17 points or whatever.
Right.
I believe 6 or 7 seven assists. So. You can't say a player can't come late in the game and win it all, because then that is going to deter future players from wanting to play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they're like hurt the first couple months of their like rookie year, they're going to want to like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't play this year because I shouldn't ever get it because somebody else has been playing the whole season. Like, as far as I think the Pelicans were able to hold on to a spot long enough so then Zion could come back. But I think like Ja's like, the team wouldn't even be in that position if he wasn't there at all. I still think the Pelicans could still be like an 8th seed without Zion. So I feel like that aspect of it, yes, he should be Rookie of the Year. But I don't want to like put a time frame on it because I think then it's going to deter other players in the future whose life goal is to be Rookie of the Year.
You're right, and I think that the NBA can't do that. And you're right, because that is bad for the brand, because then players just can be like, well, if I'm coming back in March or coming back in January, what's the point of me even coming back? I'll sit the whole season. So you're right. But I'm going to say that because I do believe 37 games. I don't care if he went on average 30 points per game. I don't think – and I said it yesterday. That's what I'm saying. And I said it yesterday that at most all I could see is a co-Rookie of the Year, but I can't see Zion Williamson being the sole Rookie of the Year.
But he's still breaking records, though. You know what
Which
I mean?
is great.
LeBron didn't even score this much in his first 9 games.
You're
you know
right.
What I mean? So you can't take away from the fact that he's out here, he's breaking records.
Facts.
He is literally, they've won 9 of the last 15 that he's played. So he is an impact on the team. So I just don't think it's fair to say, you know, to Britt's point, you can't just take it away and automatically say, no, he hasn't played the amount of games, because the boy's putting up numbers. He's breaking records. He's doing things. And on top of that, he's electric. You know what I mean? And people forget that all eyes are on the Pelicans now because of him. So that adds up to something.
Yeah,
I could say the same
but
thing
it
about the
almost
Grizzlies.
with why can't I think of his name right now?
Barrett?
You know, he played for the Knicks. He had like first came up.
Patrick Ewing?
No, I don't even want to say. What was his name?
You gotta help me.
No.
Rookie of the Year, like the closest we had. We only
but
had
he was like a guy that like was great for like one season. The Asian guy. I didn't want to say Asian.
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
He was a rookie though.
No, but I'm saying you can look at that as like, okay, somebody coming out and having a good little stint. You know, like people can have a good coming off a 10-day contract or whatever and do great those 10 days, and then but nobody the Linsanity lasted like literally 3 months.
What?
No, I mean, I don't like that.
Beforehand.
I'm talking about we've been talking about Zion before he even set foot on an NBA court. You know what I mean? So that's a totally different dynamic.
I want to jump in here and say Mark wrote in and said it's a robbery if he doesn't get it. Zion shouldn't be able to win it playing half of the year. But another person also echoed a similar sentiment and said if they give it to Zion, it's going to degrade the whole 82-game season. So
and that's my problem too.
I don't agree with that.
I don't necessarily agree with it either.
Because look, if I'm a trout swimming upstream now, if I've got less time to make an impact on this game and I still make it, that's got to count.
But the thing is, I still like records be damned. I get it, but to me, Ja Morant still did more with a bigger sample size than Zion did. Like I get it, records and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's the sample size, I guess, that you could say, because like we were talking about with Jeremy Lin or whatever. Okay, if you want to compare a 10-day stretch, like Linsanity was the thing, you know. So it was just
he did get us in the playoffs that year because Melo was out majority of the year.
Yeah, so it's like but then after that he goes to all these different teams, fizzled out. Nobody ever heard from him again. So there is something to say about consistently doing it versus coming off on just like they say beginner's luck, or like, you know, when people go into things. I could probably once in my life hit 5 straight shots. Does that mean I'm a shooter? No, I could probably never hit a shot again. Not saying Zion isn't that guy and he's not going to be that guy, but I think the argument would be the sample size of how long we've seen Zion play.
Because no one's disagreeing. Like Zion Williamson is groundbreaking, blockbuster, like all those things, and like you said, breaking records and stuff like that. But it's just in more time, Ja has done more, and in my opinion, that is consistently
but at the
staying
same
with
time, though, we all know that sometimes when people come off with injuries, they're disabled on the court for a while because they're a little timid. Like I don't want to
say Zion never had that because from the jump he was
I'm saying
good.
He came out here and was like, I have something to prove. So he's working with the handicap and he's still doing all these things. And I just think it's not fair to say, oh, the sample size, because I think the sample size is smaller, and that's got to count for something. That's all I'm saying.
Would you guys say that, obviously, technically, the Rookie of the Year and NBA MVP should not and isn't supposed to have anything to do with postseason? However, we don't hear the results until after postseason is over.
Right, yeah.
So do you think that it will make a difference if how they play in postseason and if they do make it to postseason.
Yes.
So if Zion ends up becoming that 8th seed, or if the Grizzlies do that, like is that going to be a change on your opinion on who should be Rookie of the Year if they bring their team to the playoffs?
Well, first of all, because the Pelicans are in the number 10 spot right now, right?
They're all tied. All of them, 9, 10, 11 are all tied. Right now.
But eight right now is the Grizzlies.
It's the Grizzlies, yes. Right. So, I mean, if somehow the Pelicans get in there and they boot the Grizzlies out in some way, that counts for something.
I agree.
That
but
counts
to me,
for
I cannot give it more than a co-Rookie of the Year than just giving it to Zion.
So they got to share it?
I would say so. Because then you're just pulling off everything Ja did this entire season if he ends at 9th when everyone thought Grizzlies would be way low on the list.
If Zion didn't play this year, we wouldn't be having this argument.
100%.
100%. But the fact of the matter is he came in here.
And he's making us talk about it with less time.
There's the naysayers. They're the people talking about, he needs to lose weight. He's not going to be agile. He's not going to do this. He's going to do that.
Does.
But he's still, like, you look at that boy's shot though, like on the court, he's got shots from everywhere. He's out there. He's playing his game, and I just think that counts for something because he's fighting against an injury, his weight, and us.
So, Mark B said the Grizzlies have less talent than the Pelicans do. So then that goes to the thing that Ja's probably doing more for his team than the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Well, so Jackie, then I'm curious, do you feel like Zion should be the one who walks away with the Rookie of the Year award, or you just think that he should still be considered?
I think he should still be considered. If I was going to cast my vote right now, I'm going to be honest, I'd probably go with Zion, but I wouldn't be mad if Ja won it because,
Let's do a vote right now.
Oh, God.
If you had to vote today without knowing what's going to happen with the playoffs, who do you guys have? Zion, raise your hand.
Oh, are we doing? I thought you were
asking. I thought we was asking this. Okay,
Zion.
we're going Zion?
Zion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Ja, raise your hand.
And this
you can't.
This is why there's an electoral college.
I'm standing by what I said, man. We've seen it happen before.
Tuesday. We are voting
but
today.
It's happened before, so it's not that crazy.
Most of the comments I'm seeing Ja a lot more. There's been 2 Zions so far, 3 Zion. Yeah.
All right, so I feel another bet coming on.
Looks like a code.
Let's get into the betting after we move into the next update. I want to fill you guys in on Deontay Wilder. So Deontay and Tyson Fury are officially scheduled to face off again for the 3rd time in July. And Wilder might be getting some assistance.
He needs to get some assistance.
It'd be beneficial for him. So boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has offered to help him. During an event in England this past weekend, Floyd was asked if he could help Deontay in a rematch, and he said, quote, if I train him, I can teach him how to win, implying that he doesn't already know how to win, I guess.
Damn.
He also had some words of wisdom for the fighter and said, quote, win, lose, or draw, Deontay is our brother that has accomplished many triumphs, and as a community, we should all uplift and support him throughout it all. Do you think Deontay should take Mayweather up on his offer?
I absolutely
Yes, absolutely. Just because of the fact that if you look at Floyd Mayweather, he is not people would say just one-on-one the best fighter, but he knows how to win fights. He knows how to get out of getting punched. Or, you know what I mean? Like he knows boxing. Like I said that first week, you don't have to know how to read to be smart. And
Britt take. That was like Britt take number
that's
5.
A huge take.
That was Britt take.
And I believe he is one of, if not the smartest boxer, and is so good at changing up what he needs to do literally before going to the side, so before going to his corner. So if he could just give Wilder a little bit of that, teach him that a little bit, it would make a world of difference because both of you guys stated last time, you guys didn't like that Wilder didn't change from the first fight to the second fight. And because inside the ring, without going to his corner, Mayweather can do that already without even talking to anybody. Yeah. If he could just give him a little bit of that and then possibly be in his corner, because Wilder fired Breland, his assistant trainer right now. So I'm all for that. I think that would be a great thing for both of them, honestly.
Vincent Daniels Jr. in the chat says mentorship is the best way 100%. To learn and grow. But do you guys think that Deontay's pride might not let him take that?
His pride went out the window.
I was going to say, what?
On the ground. He was leaning hanging over the ropes like Martin. No, he has no more pride left.
Good point.
He is done with the pride. He need to take whatever help
I don't think he's gonna. I think
he got to humble himself, man.
Right.
If that is the case, he's got to humble himself.
And the thing is I don't want to take away from Deontay because he's got a strong hand, and I think that that's one of the things that he has relied on for a while.
And the intrigue in this still.
Right. So the problem is you've now encountered this fighter that is fundamentally better than you. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he can hit harder than you. I'm not saying his punches, but he fundamentally better than you. And that's what you're lacking. And that's what you're lacking. And I disagree with the fact that you don't need to know how to read to be smart. Y'all need to pick up a book and read. But if you can't read and you're good at one thing, and that's what Floyd is. He's good at that one thing. He is the best. He is the best at doing what he does. And I think he needs to teach Wilder how to. Like, it don't matter if you can hit the hardest. If you done got hit 9 times before you connect that one, he needs that help. And I think it's dope that Floyd, in all his pride, has even considered offering it.
That's true. That's the biggest.
I don't think that's the pride. I think that's like, well, because I'm the best.
So maybe
I'll help you out.
Yeah.
You guys
Let me sprinkle some of my greatness on you.
Sprinkle me.
Yeah, right.
Do the little
salt bay. You know what I'm talking about?
He needs it. All right, you guys. Well, the NBA actually released a memo to all 30 teams in the league about the coronavirus and how to not spread it. I feel like it's worth mentioning. They're just taking all the measures that they can to make sure that the athletes all stay safe.
Are they though?
Huh?
Well.
Are they though?
Here's some of the things that they suggested. They said pull a CJ, stop signing autographs. They also said fist bump fans instead of high five them, which I actually kind of had a question about because you can still have germs on your knuckles. I don't know that that's necessarily keeping you that safe.
I think you have more pores on the inside of your hand, though.
And also, you do a lot more things around your face.
Or you would touch your eyeball or put your, I'm not going to be like this.
I remember when DeAndre Jordan was on the Clippers, and because his thing was, this is how he high-fived people. From way back when he was a rookie, this is how he high-fived people, and people always be like, "Why? What are you doing? It looks stupid." But he always said
mostly germaphobes. Always they'll knuckle you, or they won't open hand you.
They still got to walk out that tunnel though, with people screaming and then their little spit particles flying out their mouth.
The hot breath coming on me while I'm walking out the tunnel.
I don't know.
Yes. I don't like that at all. But I'm also a big germaphobe, kind of a hypochondriac, so I'm not into it. So the news of the outbreak could also end up impacting the pre-draft process. They might be canceling some of the events, international scouting events. So it could actually play a big impact on the NBA. So they're just kind of trying to do whatever they can to make sure that athletes keep themselves out of harm's way as much as possible. Do you think that they are doing enough?
I mean, the thing is this is one of those things. Okay, so if you stop to get gas somewhere and on your way in and you touch somebody,
the pumps are the grossest things.
Right. And now you're in a game and you flop or you take a charge or you high five a teammate. It's not just the fans that could spread this.
Your own
you know what I mean?
dirty teammates.
Literally, we saw James Harden short the other day. Who knows what came out of there? So it's just one of those things where you could literally get this from your teammates. Yeah. So I think the whole trying to protect them from the fans is the equivalent of saying don't drink Coronas because they might contribute.
But it's a start. It's a start for awareness.
Well, and it's a start to centralize it. So it's if they're not dealing with all these 20,000 fans that are in an arena, and they can centrally okay, I didn't touch any fan or whatever, so I can put it on. It has to be somebody in this room. There's 15 players. We can test all of them right now, our whatever trainers or whatever, and it's a smaller circle to where they know where it's coming from versus they're I don't know. I gave 20 autographs after the game, and I did this, and they don't have anywhere to see what's happening.
But then the players go out to the club that night and they turn up, you know what I mean? And then the next week later they got it. Was it at the club? Was it at the
strippers ain't safe either.
I think stay away from the strippers.
Strippers ain't safe either.
Yeah, I think really it's just it's helping the players save face because CJ came out and said that he didn't want to do that. I think the NBA is like, I don't want these players to get backlashed because they're saying I'm being a germaphobe and I don't want to touch you guys. So we'll put it on us and we say you guys can't do that. So then the players feel more comfortable because it's not like a lot of them have to go to like hospitals and go to events and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure they don't want to like say no to a little kid, but when they feel like fearful for maybe their life or getting sick or whatever, I think this is what the NBA needs to do to like help out the players so they don't feel like they're in like an uncomfortable work environment because it is their job.
If that's what the NBA is doing, I love it. Like, let's help you not look like a douche. Like,
right.
I love that if that's what they're really doing.
There's a couple comments in here that I want to read. We have someone in here. We have someone in here saying that people on Amazon are selling cases of antibacterial hand soap for $300. You at least know that NBA athletes can afford that. Maybe regular people are not going to be spending that money, but it's not going to be anything.
A really easy thing to do. Wash your hands.
Soap, right?
Like you can get a bar of soap, and that is a lot. It actually, hand sanitizer doesn't even protect you as much as you would think it would. Like just wash your hands.
We have Austin.
Lazy people.
We have Austin in here.
They don't know because they don't read. See what happened?
You don't even, there's a little picture that shows you to wash your hands next to the bathroom. You don't even know how to read.
Hey, that's what Corona needs to do. Corona got this seltzer water, man. Corona need to get in the hand sanitizer business, man.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they need to be doing.
To help with it, you know.
Yeah. See, marketing.
I'm trying. Look, we out here trying to help y'all, man. Every episode we got something.
Right.
A couple other comments in here that I just want to point out really quickly. We had Austin say that he thinks the NBA is tripping, and then Arlo chimed in saying the Olympics in Tokyo will probably be postponed. So it's not just the NBA that's responding and reacting to the coronavirus outbreak. We have other sporting events and sporting sports committees coming together and determining if they need to postpone things or cancel different events.
Well, Olympics for sure has to do it because already my best friend's dude is a trainer in China for basketball or whatever. He originally went over there with the NBA when NBA was doing a lot of stuff with China. But he stayed over there and he is trainer there now, and their basketball team can't travel right now. They're actually supposed to be in the playoffs right now, and they literally have canceled all basketball games. He can't leave the country, like he can't do anything, like and it's been like that for them since like beginning of January. So
can I just read this one comment because this is hilarious. Sonia Bennett says they say it started from a bat biting chicken.
Wait, a what?
So wait, hold on a second. So the bat bit the chicken. So the chicken was infected, or was the bat infected?
Right.
Was there
so
some
the
creepy
bat
dude
bit
eating
the
the
chicken,
bat?
and then maybe we ate the chicken,
Or did some crazy wacko eat the bat?
Right, like in
probably
Tropic Thunder.
because honestly, in Wuhan or whatever, because I also like am crazy about stuff, so I like super research everything. They have an underground exotic animal thing where they sell animals in Wuhan, and it's like a black market for selling animals like bats or whatever people want to, I don't know what else people want to eat, but like just different stuff like that. So
let me find out the coronavirus is out because of a damn bat. Batman, never watching it again.
I still need to know, did the bat bite the chicken? Like, is it because, I still need clarification.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Contagion or whatever? And then at the end it explains exactly how she got the virus, and it literally, like, the bat whatever, and then the pig ate the banana, and then like the guy shook hands with somebody and then spread it. So it's like, I mean, that's actually how stuff happens, you know?
All right, now that we've established the origin of the coronavirus,
it's a bat.
You're welcome.
Let's get on to a subject that I'm pretty sure Chris is excited about. I mean, he's repping the jersey right now. The Knicks.
I do want to like Chris. I will give some love and too.
So the Knicks snapped their 8-game losing streak to the Rockets, which is great. And just take it away first. Let us know what you think about
You're
this.
doing great, Devin. No, about the game itself. Oh, it was a great game. I can go on and on. That's why CK2K, if you guys care, go check it over there. But the Knicks actually played well. We were blowing them out for the majority of the game. Of course, as you'd expect, Russell Westbrook, James Harden did their thing, came back in it. But with RJ Barrett hitting the clutch shot and Russell Westbrook missing his clutch shot, we won the game.
Tying his season high, RJ.
RJ with that 27-piece. Yeah, man, it was a good game. I mean, I can't say that often when I watch games. You know, I'm at the point where I say, we lost, but at least it was a nice loss. But no, it was a good game. We won It was good times.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
and it was
too.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and
it was
was
7.
Because that's the first, and also Leon Rose, our new president, was in the building, so maybe everybody was out there trying to look on the
Well,
best
I heard
behavior.
during shoot-arounds in the morning time, he gave them like a pre-game.
And nobody wants to talk about, which I'm all for it.
I think it's right. I mean, this guy has been around tons of big athletes. Like, he's repped like Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, AI, Chris Paul. Like, so he's that dude, you know?
So
and
do you
My
think
boss.
it's going to make this dramatic difference for the Knicks? Do you think it's going to turn the tide?
I'm still skeptical because being a Knicks fan, you learn to be skeptical about a lot of things. But he's been doing a lot of things the right way so far. I'm a fan of him not doing the press conference. I'm a fan of him just saying his two-piece in a statement, moving it on. Because press conferences in New York always start the same way. I promise this, I promise that. Things will be different. Culture that, culture this. And then here we are. I'm still getting clowned on not even 5, like 2 years later, and then they get fired. So he's doing a lot of things different, which we're also going to talk about in the next segment as well. And I'm a fan of it so far.
You know, recently we've seen not a lot, but a change in where sports agents like Rob Pelinka and stuff are coming into this president job. What do you guys think of that? Is that going to be the new wave for front office positions?
I don't think it's a bad idea because I think they have a unique understanding of the players and what's needed.
And how to get players, because that's the next problem. They can't get people to come there.
Who's going to mesh well with who, you know what I mean? I think they have a very unique perspective, and I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think it's insider knowledge almost.
I mean, look at the Warriors.
Right.
Bob Myers. He was the first one to pioneer, well, not the first, but he was one of the first successful one. Pioneer of the whole thing, know how to work the system, and still to this day, we're talking about Giannis going to the Warriors and stuff like that. Like, he's out there doing this thing. So.
All right, let's get into the Spike Lee. We're going to run out of time if we don't get into this. So he's a film director and a New York Knicks super fan, and he opened up about his issue with the team's owner. He joined First Take and said, quote, "I'm being harassed by James Dolan. I don't know why." So these comments came after a video was posted of Spike seemingly being denied entry into Madison Square Garden ahead of Monday's game. Fans were speculating if James Dolan was trying to keep Spike out. And now Spike Lee said he's no longer going to be attending any games for the remainder of the season. But then the Knicks released a statement, and I'm going to read it for you all.
Read that thing, Devin.
Oh, God.
I love this statement. It has just the right amount of sass. So it says, "The idea that Spike Lee is a victim because we have repeatedly asked him to not use our employee entrance and instead use a dedicated VIP entrance, which is used by every other celebrity who enters the Garden, is laughable. It's disappointing that Spike would create this false controversy to perpetuate drama. He's welcome to come to the Garden anytime via the VIP or general entrance, just not through our employee entrance, which is what he and Jim agreed to last night when they shook hands."
Shook hands. And you got caught on the MSG board, so you can't say it didn't happen, Spike. For the first time in my history of being a Knicks fan, I'm taking James Dolan's side on this one. Because Spike, like, we're being moved from the employees' entrance to the VIP entrance. You spoiled. Spike, I love your movies. I love who you are. I love what you've done for the Knicks. But this one, I cannot side with you on this one. Like, the fact that we talking about an entrance again? Like, this it's so frustrating. And then had the audacity, knowing what it was going to do for our team. After we got our first win under Leon Rose, our rookie looking like the guy that we all knew he was going to be, you had the audacity to go on the Mickey Mouse Club ESPN to drop all this knowledge, to drop all this stuff.
Club. Chris IS 808 says Spike is an employee. This man has
Stop. Where's his checks? Let me see the checks.
Let
me see his checks.
You can see the checks that he's written. He should be running half the stadium or whatever.
He should
not.
He
has paid $300,000 a year.
That's insane.
And he has been a season ticket holder for 10 or 30 years.
But he even told
his own volition.
$10 million this man has spent. And you guys have the whole point is they already scanned his ticket in. So I'm like, and they already let him go up to the 5th floor because I've been to Madison Square Garden. I know there's different levels. I went one time to a game and then went down 2 floors and went to a boxing match. You know, there's tons of things going on in this place at one time. For you guys to scan his ticket, let him up, and then once he's coming out of the elevator, oh no, now you have to come back down, go around. Like just let me in today. Like, I'm already
And
here.
that's
I'm
what
walking
this
in. Why
is.
not just let the man in? Like, that
And
was just
that's
so
what
petty.
this is. It's not petty.
It is petty.
If the statement
Oh my
said
God.
it itself that they have told him for weeks and months that you need to use this new entrance. And
That's
it's
what they said, and that is not what he said. So you're just taking somebody's whatever, and your organization isn't like the best at being like honest with everybody.
Leon Rose been there for one day.
Uh-oh.
This is Leon Rose that said it. Leon Rose is the one that made the statement.
We are
He been there
taking
for
shots
one
over
day,
here.
and he said
So how
that
does
this is
he know that they've been telling somebody something for months?
because
If
he's
been
the
there
one cracking
day?
down the this is how it's gonna be. VIPs come through here. You're not an employee. You're not under our check. You
And
guys
like
come
he
here.
said,
Stop
if
being a
his-
baby
if his-
about it.
If his check to get his tickets is one day late, they blow it.
But that's the other thing too.
So why
He's
not call
not even
him and
paying
let
for his
him know?
tickets.
All right.
He got a connect that's get him the tickets. He's been getting that connect for as many years as he's been going. And he even told on himself in ESPN saying that, and then he had to try to backtrack that part too. Look, I love Spike. This isn't. I just hate that you went to ESPN knowing what this was going to do, and here we are talking about it, Spike.
Okay, so
I'm not.
I'm sorry, like I would be mad too because he's one of the few people that has always been with the Knicks forever, and you just don't treat your exceptionally loyal fans like that because the Knicks haven't been it, as you know, for a long time. So like imagine like being shit on for like one little like. Just let the man through. It's not that big of a deal.
But-
like it
No,
really
it's a
wasn't
deal.
that big of a
but
deal.
what if,
still
what
a
if the
fan.
Knicks are telling the truth? What if they've been telling him for weeks and he just hasn't
But the
been
thing is,
doing it?
but
Yeah.
Jackie, what you don't understand is that statement is so preposterous to believe because the Knicks telling the truth, and people will be like, yeah, the Knicks? There's no
Right,
way.
I don't
So that's the
believe
thing.
that.
I'm agreeing with you, but the thing
Okay.
is that no one's gonna buy that because it's the Knicks. But the thing.
Well,
I
you
can go on
know,
and on
your
about this.
reputation precedes you, you know, and that's their.
But
the
this is the same
reputation.
thing
And
I
because
said about
they
the
did
Browns.
The same thing with
no.
Charles Oakley, like
Oh, there you
that
go.
already puts you in a place where it's just like.
See, and this is what I'm talking about.
Nope, I
This
don't
is what
believe
I'm talking
anything
about.
Dolan says because
You
Charles
can't
Oakley
clump the
played.
same
He
two
wasn't
things.
a fan. He actually was an employee. He played for the team for 10 years.
But that-
and like everybody loves this
Though
man.
it's
and then
not the
he's gonna
same
get
thing.
kicked out of the
It's not the
stadium.
same thing because that's all James Dolan's. That is all
But
James
I'm
Dolan.
saying his
This is
reputation
Leon Rose.
precedes him. Like he has already done stuff negative to employees,
Yes.
guys that have like
That's
been
James
legacies
Dolan, though.
for the thing.
This
Okay.
is Leon Rose's
No,
statement
he
of the
had-
Knicks.
Spike Lee's interaction was with Dolan yesterday.
Shaking hands, buddy, saying like, "Oh my bad, bro. I'll listen to your new rules. I'm sorry." But then had the audacity to come on the ESPN
He
today
still
and
has,
cry
he can
about
still
it.
tell his story just because I'm like I can be amicable with somebody and still not agree with what happened the day before.
The
That's
fact that
fine
we
to
having
do.
this passionate conversation about the Knicks is the most
And an
beautiful
I don't even
thing
care about the Knicks.
that I
but-
have seen in a long time. I wish it was talking about basketball this passionate for
The
the
Knicks
Knicks.
beat the
but
Rockets,
we
2-game winning
It is
streak.
what it is.
RJ Barrett, my boy, keep doing your thing.
Yeah,
dog.
keep
I'm
doing your
I'm
thing.
done giving Spike Lee my energy. on
We
this.
well, sorry, I have to read some chat comments.
Please.
Chris.
He's
Please,
done
go
giving the
ahead.
Knicks energy the rest of the season.
Oh,
We
good.
have-
Thank you for not coming to the last 20 games
Oh
of the
no!
season.
Can I do one real quick?
Maybe
Good for you, dog.
Okay, take it
He-
away.
he said-
Tickets.
Hold on, guys. Isaiah says, "Do not argue with a woman. They will take you around the world and back."
Happy Women's History Month.
Oh.
Yeah, love it. Okay, let's get into Steph Curry. So before Steph was allowed to play for the Warriors again, he was assigned to their G League affiliate in Santa Cruz on Monday in order to get a 5-on-5 scrimmage. He aced the scrimmage, of course, and that's kind of getting him ready to return to the Warriors court in the coming days. He seemed like he's in good spirits. He took photos with the G League team. Twitter went absolutely nuts when the press release came out recalling Steph from the Santa Cruz Warriors team. People were making jokes and saying things like, "Two-time MVP regraduates to the NBA. We hear this kid's got some promise," and big promotion alert. So people are having some fun with it. If all goes according to plan, Steph should be suiting up on Thursday when the Warriors face off against the Raptors. So what did you guys think about all of this happening for Steph, getting his time in the G League?
I think it's just cute. I think it's one of those good guy Steph moments. Like, oh, he's in the G League. He's doing his
Like I
due
said,
diligence, and now he's
Steph
gonna
moments.
come.
He didn't play a game in the G League,
Thank
though.
you.
Like,
Yeah,
let's
it's
be
just
clear.
like-
He
it's
just
just-
practiced with them. It was pointless to even.
It's just a cute.
It was a
there's
PR move.
There's no reason for it aside from like, let's just put Steph out there, something fun, something
Victor
cute.
Oladipo did the same thing,
It's
but you
a-
didn't hear
yeah,
about it.
it's
He
a
did the
photo
exact same
op
thing.
at best. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's cute. That's it.
I think it's lucky for those G League players. They get
Right,
to
this might
play
be the
with
last
Steph.
time they get to
But
play
that's
with Steph.
and
No, they
know.
see
I know how
these
much
guys
time we got.
often, and they've
Right,
played
they
with
work-
these guys. They work with them
all
all
the
the time.
All the time.
Even Klay Thompson's older brother, Michael Thompson, was on
Used to be on
the
there for a
Santa
while.
Cruz
Seth
G
too.
League team.
Yeah.
Seth was too.
So it's just like these guys
What's the point,
interact
though?
with them all the time.
What's the point of this, though? Outside of just
That's-
the
that-
PR
and that-
stuff?
and here's-
it was a PR stunt.
100%.
Yeah.
But here's my other side of it too, because I am an advocate for the G. I actually just made a
Danny
video
Green,
for it.
who's on the Lakers,
There's so many names.
came from the G League.
Clint
There's
Capella,
tons of guys.
Danny Green, C.J. McCollum.
Yep.
There's so many guys we can go down the list for that.
And
What I liked
very
about it,
successful NFL
and,
NBA careers.
and what I liked about it is this helps the image of the G League, because people think of the G League as such of a negative
throwaway.
thing. Like, oh my God, the Lakers sent
Yeah.
so and so to the G League, like he got demoted. That's not demotion.
Yeah.
That's development. So Steph Curry used it to work on his shot because he's not. According to Steve Curry, he's not ready to play regular games, so he's going on the G League, he's working out with the team, which is not a abnormal experience. But so I loved it for that instance where you're giving the G League some props.
Yeah.
It's a development league, and that's what it's meant for, and it's supposed to be
and
one-on-one with
recently
the
G
league rather than
did,
against the league.
make changes to where the top 3 players and stuff are getting over $100,000 a year and stuff. So I think, in a lot of teams didn't have G Leagues until the Clippers just got a G League team 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and they changed it to G League instead of the D League, because the D
Gatorade
League did
League.
seem kind of like more negative, but it's obviously
Even though the
Gatorade
D
League
stood
now.
for development.
Yeah, but
right?
people
You're
are
right.
like,
It's
oh,
like,
D,
like
that
the
means
D, like
that
the
wasn't
grade.
left.
the D-list
Great.
celebrity or something, you know?
Right.
Sorry, Britt. You keep going.
I know.
We have Isolator in here who made a joke saying the coach said, "You guard Curry." G League player saying, "I didn't sign up for this."
Right.
That was a good one.
Today.
Coach, can I sit out today?
All in all, I think it was a fun experience.
Yeah.
Apparently, Steph was giving out some advice to the athletes
Yeah,
that he was
man.
playing with.
Get your Steph moment and call it a day.
Yeah, it's
bro.
just a good guy moment. Like, let's get this good guy cape back on. Let's make sure it's pressed and clean before we get you back on the floor. That's all that was.
The good guy kick.
Really good.
Right,
We
right,
got those
right.
issues over here.
No.
Oh yeah, we did actually. Sonia Bennett said, yeah, Jello is on OKC.
Yeah,
the
he
OKC
is.
Blue, which is their G League team.
Development.
Apparently
So-
outscoring everybody on that, according to his daddy. But, you know.
We
We're
won't get to
gonna
that.
get
We won't get to that. But before we get to that, let me do social. I don't have many today, but there were some good ones. And the first one coming from Lakersville, La La Land, with Kyle Kuzma. It's over, guys. All you Laker fans, and even you don't even have to be a Laker fan. You look at his head, and everybody hated it. But
I
the
know.
hair's gone.
Yay!
JT Kuzma is out of the building. He has gone back to black hair. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Call him Eminem
Cisco,
food.
Yes,
Eminem.
right. Mm.
List goes on.
I
Yes,
get major
yes.
NSYNC vibes from that hair.
It's gone now,
Oh,
Devin. It's
wow.
okay. He went back to black. And, of course, Boogie Cousin, ex-Laker, could not let him just go out in peace. He commented down on his list, because I'm sure all the Laker teammates were giving him crap about it.
Yeah.
So he commented on his post saying, power of prayer, with the praying
and Danny
emoji.
Green's right behind that one with a bunch of cheering
Yes.
emojis.
Yep, people were
so.
laughing about it. So, yes, it's over, guys.
But I will say this, though. When I'm at the game, I know exactly where Kuz is
That's-
at.
that's so
so
true.
I'm going to
That's
kind of miss not being able to point him out right away.
Until the roots started coming back, though, I gotta admit, though, from afar, because I saw the Knicks Laker game, he looked like he was just bald. So I was just like, man, he just like he was running around bald. So I mean, I don't think the hair was working the way you wanted it to work.
Right.
But it's gone now. He's back to black. Maybe his game's
Yay.
been coming back. So
Somebody
maybe
said
that
rest
helped.
in peace, Slip Shady.
Yep.
Shady. I love that.
That's good. I like it.
Yes. And then going back to the Warriors, Steve Kerr was caught. Okay, Steve Kerr was caught getting his own Steph moment by being humbling himself by flying coach on Southwest
There's not
Airlines.
coach. It's just Southwest.
Yeah.
It's just
Right,
one
you're so right. There is no. You just.
But how can you tell from that that's actually Steve Kerr, number one?
That's why I want to zoom in on the laptop, because that's how we'll know. Like, I want to see what he's
And
working on. I want
a lot of
rosters.
guys, one time I had Danny Green on a show, and I had Terrell Owens, and they both said they fly Southwest. I don't even fly Southwest.
Not
I
a
wouldn't
fan.
either.
I
myself.
fly Southwest, and I sat right behind Suge Knight before he was incarcerated.
Hey,
The first
I
time.
don't know how to
No,
take
this permanent
Oh,
time.
okay.
this time. the last time.
Fun fact, this is probably not cool
Uh-oh,
to
who's
anyone,
running to?
but I went to high school with Steve Kerr's son, Nick.
Yeah.
We're friends. We were
Yeah.
friends.
I didn't know what to do.
No, that's dope. I just don't like talking about Nick because his name is very controversial. Anyways, moving on
Wait, why
to
is it
Zion.
controversial?
Can't say his name together. Anyways, moving on to Zion and JaVale
Oh!
McGee. Zion Williamson after the game against the Lakers and the Warriors. Zion was caught Normally we see players, swap jerseys, take a picture. My man Zion took off his jersey, gave it to JaVale, didn't even want to wait for JaVale to take off his jersey, dapped him up and moved on. I think people are making a bigger deal of this.
Wait,
I think
JaVale clearly wasn't going to take
that's
it
what
off
I'm.
in the first
That's what I'm
place.
saying. Like, but people are turning it into like,
Yeah.
oh, he didn't want your
He
jersey
was never
no way.
ready, like loosening it up. Like he was
wasn't
already
good. I
walking
agree with you on
away.
that. I'm
Plus,
with
do you see how Zion's walking away? He's gonna cry in the car.
He was so sad.
That's walking away. I'm gonna cry in the car. Like,
Zion's walk in general already looks like, man, it's worry about
my
that.
mama
He's like the Eli Manning of the NBA, because Eli Manning
just
always
do it to
looks like
himself.
someone pulling his bike.
His walk, he does to himself.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to do
Eli
that,
looked
man.
more just like, I don't know why I'm here.
Eli just always looks sad about something. What's going on? But yeah, I know you guys, you run away with that, but I think it was just, there was no intention to change it. And this is for you guys. Oh, I'll admit, I got excited about it too. But Russell Westbrook, he had a quiet night. I mean, he had 24 points. He did well, but he had a quiet night compared to how he's been playing as of late. But he had a dunk that woke up a lot of people. Now, there's people saying that he dunked on Knicks players, and that's up to you to decide. To me, all that mattered was
three defenders.
that man hammered that thing so hard and had the nerve to yell at the person in the front row. That I want to see that person's reaction. Like, Russ, like, I'm sorry.
Like,
I didn't do anything.
Like,
But
he yelled at my face.
Man, watching that game, I even said, God damn, like it got me too, even as a Knicks fan. But
Like,
doesn't
say
matter.
something else.
Russ is always good for these occasionally,
Facts.
and I
Right.
haven't seen this from him in a little bit, so that was good
It
to
was
see.
dope. It was dope.
Yep.
It's okay. Still missed the clutch shot. So at the end of the day, Knicks.
Oh,
won.
you just
That's
had
what
to
it is.
find
All right,
out
Jackie,
now.
take it away, girl. Take it away, Jackie.
The secret segment we have all been waiting for.
Yes.
Well, it's probably not a secret because his mouth is way too big for being a secret for too long. But the Big Baller brand is back in effect, and Lavar Ball is also taking this time to be loud and proud.
Chris's
Welcome
guy.
back. That's my guy. We're ready for you in New York.
Okay.
At least I'm ready for you in New York.
well,
Go ahead.
I don't know why, but so Lavar is back. He's back on First Take, and he says that the Pelicans are going to take the number 8 spot, and it's going to be because of Lonzo Ball, not Zion.
Of
Who's
course.
actually on Skip and Shannon.
Oh, Skip and Shannon,
Yeah,
undisputed.
Undisputed.
Much skip. But
We had a
can
lot
we,
of characters on, Sports
Yeah,
this
we-
morning.
can we,
At the same time, too.
Can we roll the clip where he says that it's going to be all because of Lonzo? Is that it's all possible, or shall we move on? Okay, there we go.
Which is going to be, you never seen him in
You're talking
playoff
about.
mode.
Go ahead.
Don't
And
talk
you
to
ain't
talk.
never
Say
seen him
less.
in revenge mode.
You know.
See, this is the thing. So we haven't seen Lonzo in playoff mode, and we haven't seen revenge Lonzo. That's his logic for saying that Lonzo's going to be the caveat to launch the Pelicans into the playoffs. Has he seen Caruso, though? Because Lonzo seems to have a very tight
one
relationship.
That's one moment.
Yes, tell me another moment that Lonzo's had that makes it significant.
No, I'm talking about Caruso. For Caruso, that was one moment for Caruso.
But tell me a moment for Lonzo.
This whole entire
Lonzo's
season
had
this
plenty
year,
of
he's
moments.
playing
He's
pretty well.
I'm talking about
well.
no. Tell me a Pelican moment that makes you think Lonzo's going to be the caveat to take them to the playoffs.
I mean, it's not going to be the sexy caveat because his points won't be there, but every time you see a Zion replay, who's on the other side of the
Who's the
replay?
assist?
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
LeVar, it's not a completely crazy take from LeVar. I get what you're trying to say. Lonzo's not going to be the guy that's going to be like, all right, guys,
Look,
on my back.
I'm telling
but
you right now.
Zoe
if-
doing
if-
his thing.
If Lonzo gets hurt
Zoe's
right
doing his
now,
thing.
Pelicans will be okay.
I don't agree.
I
I
think
think
they
they'll
will
be
be okay.
okay.
I don't
disagree
think
with
that.
that one, too.
I don't think that they would be okay. He's the one that's kept them
He's
in the
playing-
spot till Zion has gotten here, and his connection and energy with Zion is why they're great. I don't think
No,
Zion's great by
I love
himself.
the connection between the two of them. I'm just saying I haven't seen this.
I
Oh,
don't
this
think
is
you, I
it
don't
connection.
think you need to see it.
didn't-
Like
you didn't
sometimes
just
I
watch
feel like some players are just like workhorses and they just go out there. They don't, they're not
The
like
worker
stars
bees.
of shows, but like
Yeah.
they connect players. They're great with their assists. They're doing what they need to do. They facilitate games, and I think Lonzo actually has been, especially from last year to this year, I think we've seen a huge shift in him taking a leadership point
Look at
and
a lot
not
more
trying to like
UCLA.
necessarily
Okay,
like.
but at UCLA though, I thought
Way
he
more
could,
Chino
I
Hills
thought
than
he could
Chino
stay an extra
Chino
year
Hills.
at
Way more Chino
UCLA
Hills.
because at UCLA that's not a good example to me because he was still missing some fundamentals to me. I thought he could use another year in college, and I think that's why we didn't
disagree
see the progression in him that we probably should have and would have had he got another year. But nonetheless, I guess Chris and Britt are co-signing with the Lonzo gonna be the reason.
He's
thing.
important,
I
man.
don't think he's going to be the
I'll
reason.
give you the reason.
But I think it's a team
He's
sport,
very important,
and the
man.
Pelicans, I think, have been playing well as a team. I think all the pieces are needed.
I feel like
if they want to do well in the playoffs.
this always happens where the table is divided.
Yes,
Divided,
divided.
right?
I know Jackie and
We
I
could
think
just
the
put us
same
in
way,
different
but
rooms.
I feel like I definitely appreciate your puzzle analogy, but if I'm just missing this corner piece, I can still see what's in the middle. I don't necessarily need that corner piece to complete my puzzle, but everybody got a different puzzle,
I
I guess.
implore
But,
everyone to look at the stats when Lonzo's on the bench compared to when he's on the floor. That's all I'm saying.
I want to jump in here with a comment. We have Anthony who says Lavar Ball is insane knowing his kids aren't that proven as pro players. And secondly, Lonzo showed nothing impressive too. I think he should go away and stop ruining his kids' careers again and again. I think Lavar's just being, like, he's a good dad.
I think he's a great dad because, and this is the love-hate relationship I have with Lavar, because we're talking about a man who has successfully kind of nurtured the career of 3 young men, you know what I mean? And I think that's a great example. And I think that most fathers would want to see that the fruits of their labor come to fruition in their children. So in that aspect, I think he's a good dad. But the fact that he always has to turn the spotlight to him is where I have the problem.
But
It's
we
just
talk
the
about this all the
shouting.
time. No one's turning the spotlight on himself like the people that are putting him on the networks.
Right, but he does put himself in the position
As
to
he
do
should.
that.
As
Well-
he should. Don't put the cameras in his face.
Okay, well, he also says that Zion is only going to lead the league in scoring until LiAngelo gets to the league.
I love that.
I actually am not mad at this, so can we roll that clip as well?
It's over.
Yeah.
Jello's always been the best scorer everywhere he go. And I'm telling folks this, when he get in the NBA, within 3 years, I guarantee he's a scoring champ. Guaranteed.
Mello or Jello?
See, I think it's just how he talks. The whole like his whole face, just the whole.
What was that again?
Like it's just the way he presents information. I don't disagree with that sentiment, though.
Yes, Mark Jello
I don't
is
think
the
it's-
middle son. That is who he's talking
Yes.
about.
Look, that's the thing. Like, with everything LaVar says, like, I find myself saying something. I don't agree, but I have no problem with him saying it. Like,
Yeah, I'm
that's
not
your
mad
boy.
at that.
I honestly, like, I think which he did with Lonzo too, and like the whole, like, basically having him be like a top pick and having him go to the Lakers and stuff like that. I think a lot of that had to do with like LaVar, like, hey, no, my son is this, because guess what? Now we're like, is your son that? And then people start watching, because UCLA did not even go to March Madness that year. So it was just like, it wasn't like we were seeing a lot of like Lonzo before that. They didn't have a lot of televised games, you know? So it was like people had to go then look and see.
They did, but they got beat by De'Aaron Fox.
In which round?
The very first round.
Oh, yeah. So
that was when
round of
Tina- that was
64.
when his
yes,
mom-
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah. Doesn't matter. Same point still stands, though.
So then you have Jello now. Huh. Is he that great of a shooter? Are people going to start watching the OKC Blue games to see if
They
Jello's
absolutely
good?
are.
Like,
Yeah.
people,
They
like,
absolutely are.
even if what he's doing is
saying.
just, like, he's bringing attention to his kids
saying.
and making people look at them, and that in and of itself is what he's
Again,
supposed to be doing,
I
what he's trying to do.
understand, but I just feel like he could present it. But then again, if he presented it differently, we wouldn't even be talking
That's
about
what I'm
him.
saying.
So I get
That's
it. I
what
get
I'm
it.
saying.
But
He is a
He
dad.
puts the spotlight.
He
He's
does,
an
and it's
AAU
just
dad with the
the-
camera. That's why I find it so funny. Like when I see
It's
chat
really
and people in the comments that get so riled up about anything LaVar says. It's just like, yo.
Because it's always, even he could be right.
But
He
you
could be
don't-
like, it is warm outside and the sky is blue, and it's so inflammatory the way he
But
says
it's
it,
up
though.
to you to believe it or not. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
People take it for Bible, and that's up to you to take it for what it is. Like, if you really are sitting there that upset because he thinks his son's going to be as good as Steph Curry and Michael Jordan, why are you upset when he is talking about his son? That's his belief. It ain't true.
But
we
still-
also don't know. It could be true, you know?
That's what I'm saying. But
And
people
I
will get mad about that. I find
Like,
it
people
hilarious.
forget,
That's
like,
so funny.
players like Michael Jordan didn't
Right.
even make his high school team. Steph Curry wasn't
That's facts, man.
going into college, wasn't super, like, scouted either because he ended up at a small school like Davidson,
Davidson,
you know? So
But if
it's
you
just
had
like,
a dad that was the opposite, if you always had a dad that was like,
He wouldn't
you
be
ain't
on
never
TV.
gonna be worth a damn, then we would be,
And he wouldn't be on TV.
he wouldn't be on, right. But we would probably be like, oh, he's bullying his kids, he's a bad father. That's a bad father to me. To actually
Yeah.
believe in your
100%.
child and to push them forward is not a bad father. Like I said, it's just the way he says things are just kind of inflammatory. And it just gets under people's skin, even when he says what's right. Like what he says right here about LeBron James.
LeBron's year so far. You see an MVP?
LeBron should be MVP
Right.
because they ain't going to do nothing with it. Take him out the equation, that's a wrap.
Thank you.
You take him out the equation, that's a wrap.
I mean, boom shakalaka. I ain't got nothing else to say about that. The man's right. Anybody want to say anything about that?
Yeah, Giannis is going to be MVP this year.
Anybody want to say anything true about that?
And I don't believe, because I don't believe LeBron's the only good player on that team. I think the Lakers without LeBron this year would still be a playoff team. They'd probably be an 8th seed,
I don't
but
know.
I think they still make it to the playoffs.
But Britt, you've seen Anthony Davis with some good teams in New Orleans, and he didn't do much.
Okay, New Orleans had a bad issue with their front office.
But I'm just saying, but he had better players in New Orleans than if without LeBron James, Anthony Davis would have with the Lakers.
Plus, you got to
right
keep
now.
that Knicks energy. Your reputation has to precede you.
We
saw what AD did with, I'm telling you.
I don't know. I mean,
that's a hard one for me too.
And I wasn't saying it was just 80. I wouldn't put it on anybody. It would be more of like a team effort if the Lakers didn't have LeBron.
We don't really have a shooter. You know what I mean? It's AD.
But you would have a lot more money to spend on some.
And then what we would do is we would go scout people, not get them, and then the Clippers would take them.
I was just going to say what they would do. What they would do is announce it in the public who they like, and then the Clippers would be like, oh yeah, cool, we'll bring them on board.
We're going to handle that.
That's what's going to happen.
That's what would happen.
So
I'm not complaining.
Anything that would make your team better is.
Right.
I literally don't care if the Lakers ever play well again.
But he does say crazy things. One Twitter user posted this that says, LeVar says his sons won't get their grown men bodies until they're 22 because their mama is white. So to our resident white girl, what does this mean?
I don't even think she can say anything because she's like,
what does this mean,
though? He said more after. He was talking about because they're built like his mom and she was tall and lengthy compared to Jello, who's built like a house.
But that's
like
what
him.
I'm saying. You
that's
say they're built like his mom. You don't say
you don't say.
I know. White. That's not what you
He didn't say why. He said Caucasian.
I think
my mother is white and my father is black, and
oh my God.
I would say I filled out a little more when I got older too.
Oh yeah, both my parents is black, and I didn't feel that.
So basically, LeVar's right again, ladies and gentlemen. Brick tape. LeVar was right.
I've been the same height since I was 10. So
girl, you be coming with these way out of left.
I know.
I've been the same weight since I was 19 though, so that's fair.
Well, hey. I don't know though. I can't speak on that statement. I don't know. I don't know. I have nothing to say.
Different between
Right.
My favorite quote from that whole entire thing was when he was talking about LaMelo Ball being the first overall pick, and he said that he makes his kids like cell phones. They get better and better. I was like,
yeah, but they also start dying, running slower first before you.
That's
upgrade.
not LaMelo's problem. LaMelo's the iPhone, whatever we at right now.
Have any of you been on the Big Baller Brand site to see the new merchandise?
Yeah.
I haven't looked.
I actually think it looks better than the old merchandise.
Prices
but
a little bit better.
I did look at it, but I would never
agree.
purchase anything.
I wouldn't either.
Prices,
but,
they're better, but they're still high.
Before they went under, actually, Big Baller Brand had hit me up and asked if I wanted some free merch.
And you
should have said yeah.
Did you say no?
No, I said yeah, but then they shortly after all the stuff happened.
And then they were like, we've got
because they were like, oh, send us your address, and I'm like,
Gotcha.
Probably would have tore up in shipping anyway.
I didn't, but I do want to make a point again. Who was on the Lakers last year when they didn't go to the playoffs?
Half the squad.
LeBron James, who was not on the Lakers last year. Anthony Davis. Oh,
MVP.
But we also got to remember how many games LeBron missed.
Right. Oh, now you want to talk about missing games? It'd be different.
Yes, here we go.
I want to talk about missing games.
How much time we got? 3 minutes. Ding, ding.
Okay, Rookie of the Year.
I'm talking about
doesn't matter. Got to
half
make an
your
impact
squad.
in 37 games. Okay.
Look, I'm talking about shipping off half the squad. If Devin you expect Devin to come in here and run this? Or you would run it like a pro. Let me take that back. But you know what I'm saying.
The squad that they sent off is actually in the playoffs, or possibly going to be in the playoffs.
And the squad that we got is in first place.
Yeah.
With Anthony Davis.
I'm not taking anything away from Anthony Davis. I'm just saying you take LeBron out of this situation, we're not looking at the same Lakers.
Just like the Lakers last year, though.
LeBron was in a situation last year and they didn't make it.
Right.
Say guys.
He played more games than Zion's about to play.
Ooh! Sorry.
I'm
going for Rookie of the Year, though. He going for MVP. Look, MVP.
You guys, I have never seen you guys so heated
I love this.
before.
I love it.
This is extremely passionate, and there's a lot of tension.
Devin, are you getting scared?
I'm terrified.
We can't spin a white girl on the table.
Let's get. I just want to read a tweet really quickly from Shams. LiAngelo Ball has been sent a contract from the NBA G League and is expected to sign soon. Sources tell The Athletic. Ball has been practicing with Oklahoma City's G League affiliate. Our producer just sent that to me to read out loud. If you guys have any words on it, speak now, and then we're going to wrap this up.
That's all I got.
I think that's dope.
Yeah,
the Fadi odds, boy.
Lonzo or Lavar said that this morning that Jello did sign with the OKC team.
Yeah, I think. I mean, look, I think we all can accept that we all have strong feelings about the Ball brothers, but but I love the Ball brothers. My whole thing is I've always just wondered, is basketball their true passion? Because it seems like something their father has instilled in them. Because I think it was LiAngelo.
I would say Melo for sure it is.
I think it was LiAngelo had said one time in an interview that he was like, I don't know, at one point I thought I wanted to do something else. I can't remember what it was, but his dad was like,
they've all said that. Lonzo said he wanted to play baseball before.
Yeah, and his dad was like, no, you're going to play basketball. And so for me, it's just, at some point, if it's not your true passion, if you're literally living out your dad's dream, it's gonna.
If they weren't actually good, I would be on that train too. So I mean, they're actually good.
Joe Jackson did the same thing, and he created Michael Jackson and Janet, and
there's
those are
a whole Lifetime special about that. That's what I'm saying. Like we just
I'm down for a good movie, but I'm also down for all those great songs I got to hear too. Sorry it hurt your little life, but I'm living great.
She said, "Sorry it hurt your little life." The irony in that statement. Oh my God.
No, I love Michael Jackson. I actually just got a record player yesterday. Somebody sent it to me for my birthday, like an actual to play record. And they sent me 2 albums, vinyl albums, and it was
one
Prince.
Was Thriller. Oh, good.
And one was Thriller. And I'm like, yes, but now I'm like, I want to just go to all these vintage shops and start buying albums.
All right, you guys. Well, on that note, let's wrap up today's Fumble Live. We're going to be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure to tune in.
Off the Wall was better than Thriller. See you guys later.
Bye.